But with that being said, this story here is close to the home because this is being introduced by someone that is out of Irving, state representative out of Irving, which is down the road from me. In fact, where we do, a lot of the stuff for Blaze is out of Irving. So, yeah. When I saw this, I was like, yeah, this woman's loony, but it is par for the course when you take into consideration how nutty people are when it comes to protection of private property. So let's get into actually what it is. So this woman by the name of Terry Meza, I believe is her name, and she's introducing HR Bill 196. And as you can see right here, it sounds insane. What it does will require a homeowner to retreat, if possible, into their habitation before using deadly force in defense of themselves or their property. Now, that's what everybody that had been trashing it. She's been getting ratioed to fucking hell, which she's getting exactly what she deserves. Now, I know that these sorts of laws exist in other states. We talked about this with the duty to retreat laws in Minnesota, when we had the thing going on in Minneapolis. When the pawn shop owner, if I'm not mistaken, was defending his property, and people, they ended up taking his ass to jail because he shot a looter. Now these fools want to implement this nonsense in Texas, even though out here, we have castle doctrine. And yeah, I can air your ass out in the event that you are on my property and you're not supposed to be there. That is a thing that we can do. And she's introducing this bill, and she says that it was misrepresented. Not sure what she's talking about there. It does not repeal the castle doctrine, and it does not restrict homeowners from using firearms in self-defense as applicable to current Texas stand your ground laws. What my bill would do, if passed, will require a homeowner to exhaust the potential of safely retreating into their habitation before using deadly force in defense of themselves or their property. I filed this bill because the castle doctrine, as it currently stands, currently exists emboldens people to take justice into their own hands. While theft is obviously wrong, we have laws to address that. I don't believe stealing someone's lawn ornament should be an offense punishable by death. Well, if you're coming to steal my shit, my lawn ornament, whatever that is, that's what's probably going to happen to you. Now, if you make it out, you make it out. But, I'm shooting in a mass, so good luck. Now, you got to sit here and ask yourself, why on earth would someone want to pass a bill that does nothing but embolden? She talks about emboldens people to take justice into their own hands. It's their property. What you're wanting to implement actually emboldens the criminal. First of all, woman, there is no duty to retreat, despite what laws even existing in other states. It's the person's private property. What type of shit are you on where you think that the person who is being aggressed upon, whether it be in their property or their persons, or both, owes the criminal a retreat? It shouldn't be we hear this all the time. We heard this with when the looting break out. And then if you would say, well, the property owner should be able to shoot you, put a bullet right in your ass. They say, well, stealing something shouldn't be a death sentence. You should have thought about that before you thought to aggress upon another human being and their property. That's not on me or the aggressor or the non-aggressor, right? The actual victim to figure that out. We don't owe you that shit. And it goes to show how these people have never been in a situation. Now, I grew up banging, right? I'd have been shot at, slid, jade, you name it. Right? You name it. I've been there, done that. And this is a person that has never been in any sort of conflict, because if you have that split second where you sitting there considering, well, shit, do I need to run? That could cost you your life. And it certainly is not on me. It's not on the person that, again, is being aggressed upon to give you the benefit of the doubt. That's not on us. You should have thought about that, and you should have considered that before you aggressed upon another human being. I should retreat. I see you. You want to steal something from me. How can I decipher whether you want to, let's say, just steal my lawn ornament, or if you want to physically harm, let's say, Lady Ripper? That's not on me to try to figure that out. And this is why the great Rothbard, when talking about this, he said that you should treat, or rather, he says that in terms of rights, every individual has a right, obviously, to assume that every invasion could potentially be a deadly one. They have no way of knowing if you plan to just steal someone's lawn ornament or, I don't know, rape their children. Like, that may sound like a big stretch, but that split second could be the difference between someone being successful in offing you and doing something bad to your family. You are only owed non-aggression. That's it. Once you have decided to violate that, you get what you deserve. It's simple as this. Don't use aggression upon another human being. And we talk about justice and death sentencing. This is why I hate how people, because again, guys have a big time misconception in the concepts of rights. But when someone is defending themselves, we're not talking about judge and juror, right? This isn't taking justice into their own hands. This is defense, right? This is defense. You're not being apprehended, bro. And I'm not obligated to have to do that. It's my property. We're not in court. You're on my property to do something. And again, I have no idea what it is that you're trying to do. What am I supposed to do while I'm running backwards? When I got the Siggy Sig, or I grab what's in this bag, I can't really show what's in it. You can kind of allude to what's in this bad boy. But if I take out what's in this bag, I'm supposed to run backwards like, hey, mister, do you plan to just take my TV? Fuck no. This thing got 30 of them in it. Well, usually I put like 20. I don't like to fill the mag all the time. Usually it takes about, I put 27 of them in there. I may dump it all on you. I don't know. But nonetheless, if I decide to do that, I'm in my right to do that. You are not in the right to aggress upon me. It's unbelievable how there are so many folks, and it seems to come from people that have never had to work for anything, don't want consequences for their actions, feel like everybody else should be responsible for everybody else, who act as if property is just stuff. I don't give a damn if it's the Brother Voodoo picture back there. I bought that with my hard-earned money, right? I purchased that with my hard-earned money. And it's going to be hard to actually get that reprinted, by the way. Hell, where I got it from, they don't even print it anymore. I don't care if it's that. I don't care if it's the PS5 controller, right? It's mine. And the fact that people just write it off as if it's just stuff. This is what they said when you would loot people's businesses. Well, you got insurance. It's just stuff. And then it's like, well, you should give the intruder the benefit of the doubt. That's unbelievable. This woman does nothing. She wants to talk about it emboldens folks to take justice in their own hand. We're not talking about justice. We're talking about defense. You're not in court. You're not being tried. You are an aggressor and an active threat. And everybody, I don't care who, and this is my advice. Now, of course, you have the right, but this is my advice for those of you who have never been in any sort of conflict. If you are, let's say, someone's breaking into your house or someone's kind of snooping around your property or something like that with bad intentions, you'd be a dumbass to sit there and not treat it as if it can't potentially turn like a violent invasion, as in you could be killed. Because that split second of you sitting here trying to retreat or trying to give the intruder the benefit of the doubt, that could be the difference between life and death. If the person does have a gun, if that person does smell blood and sees that you ain't about that shit, right? I'm probably not even giving you a warning, high key. Ain't no shoot. It's like the movies. We don't shoot in the air and shit, warning shots. That's not what we do, right? I'm shooting at your ass. And if this whole idea of, well, stealing something shouldn't be a death sentence, you should have thought about that before you used aggression upon another human being. Period. It's not on me to figure out. I'm not the one aggressing. You are. And this is why I said when it came to that looting and all of that stuff that was happening all around the country, I was like, if people wanted it to stop, they would have took the approach that you even saw happening in like areas like Florida, where we don't need the cops, bro. This whole trying to appeal to, we got laws, trying to go through the system and all that. Fuck all that. What do we need that for? We don't need that. When it comes to protection of property, you are your own first responder. Right? You think that people would be looting people's shit if they absolutely thought that there was going to be a consequence of potentially getting a bullet put right in their ass? Do you think that people would then do? We took all of these videos, I showed all these videos in instances where that did happen, right? Rooftop Koreans start returning, right? Motherfuckers start acting right, don't they? Right? Right? You see this, it was out in New York. I had this one video, I believe you can still find on my Facebook, going to this let's strip of a bunch of different stores. Motherfucker let off a couple of rounds, the boys get to scattering like roaches. It's like gotta be the 50 to 100 of them. And they running back the other way because that's all it take. That's all it take. The only time when it comes to being out here, right, or in my space, and you invading, and the only reason I would be calling 911 is to drag your dead ass up out of there. Right? Because if I just dumped your body in the river or some shit like that, then I'm gonna be considered the criminal here, and they're gonna be trying to lock me up. So just so we go through the channels and I don't have the state goons on my ass, that's the only reason why I'm calling them. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I'm calling them. That's it. Motherfucker got shot, and that's all I'm telling you too, because I'm on the phone with my lawyer on the other side, making sure we get everything squared away. Ain't nothing to talk. Motherfucker got to air it out. Do what you got to do. That's it. You are your own first responder, man. Seriously. But the fact that people think that this is even this bill only exists to embolden. She talks about emboldening people to take justice in their own hands, as if she speaks as if like you don't have the right to defend yourself or something. But the only thing that emboldens is the criminal, who then understands that, well, this person has to retreat. I can get away with stealing this. No. Or doing whatever. And again, that's a line that's a lot thinner than what people think, right? Whereas you're dealing with a crazy person that will do something. You don't know, like it doesn't take much for that robbery or that guy that just wanted to steal your TV or something to turn into you being dead. So it's better him than you. And in Texas, as the law stands, which is why you don't hear many stories like that coming out of here, where someone took defense in their property and went to, because Texas has one of the better, more friendlier laws when it comes to defending yourself. You don't even need a permit to defend your own property or anything like that. You don't need, license to carry or anything like that to defend your property. There's a lot of crazy politicians out there that y'all need to pay attention to. But what is her name? Terry Mazer. Go fuck yourself.